Hello everyone, Loremaster of Sotek here, and I've got some pretty exciting stuff for you guys today. As I'm sure you've probably seen, because everyone's probably posting about it, Creative Assembly has sent out some information regarding patch 2.4. So I'm going to go ahead and just do my live reaction, digging into it with all of you guys at the same time. That way we can all enjoy it together, and hopefully it'll be something really, really cool and exciting. This patch, a little unusually, comes with a movie. It's a little 3-minute film that we're going to watch together. So hopefully it'll be really fun and exciting. I don't know what's in it. I literally haven't bothered getting any information. I just got the stuff and we're doing it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this and see what awaits us for patch 0.4. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this patch, so see what we've got coming down the chute. I'm assuming this is not a DLC route.
Storm clouds gather.
Whoa! Is this the council?
Our borders are beset by evil, both mundane and immortal.
Oh! Daniel, Archaon, and Sigvald?
How long can we withstand this onslaught?
Oh, the music!
We must form an alliance. We either die alone,
Thorgrim?
or survive together.
I concur.
Holy shit, they're talking
This
to each
threat
other.
is beyond any of us. With the Azur's guidance,
This is just another Algates game.
Oh.
I see many leaders here, but you even speak for your people.
High King, this is not the time for short-sightedness.
Short? There'll be no alliance with elves while I'm High King.
Oh my god, Thorgrim!
Only a reckoning.
Now's not the time! That's a good shot. Oh no! Oh, go check it, Felix versus Scarbrand! Holy fuck! Oh, the big bats. Oh, Rip Kislev. Oh my god! He's pulling out his haircut. Holy shit! Oh, the veins are
Enough! We must not be blinded by our own need for power. This is the moment.
Tyrion fighting side by side. Oh, my god, this is
Your
so
choices
cool.
will decide the fate of this
Robin
world.
Sensor. Chariot throwdown.
And all that inhabit it.
What is happening?
Make the right one.
I have fucking chills, dude. I have massive chills. That wasn't. What is this? Chaos Dwarfs! Chaos Dwarfs! Chaos Dwarfs! Chaos Dwarfs! Chaos Dwarfs! Chaos Dwarfs! Oh my god, it's finally here! Oh my fucking god! Dude, what the fuck? So, okay. So we have a Chaos Dwarf teaser with an Immortal Empires movie? Dude, this felt like the fucking intro to like a Netflix series. My god! This was so well done! Okay. Okay. Let's start with the Chaos Dwarf stuff. Okay, so we've got Chaos Dwarfs. Okay, so we're in some kind of forge. Maybe Zarzan. Oh my god, look how good it looks! Like, you have all the machinery and the sparks and gears and chains and it's raining down shit. And there's just orc and goblin slaves everywhere. Oh, look at the Chaos Dwarf. Look at him. Oh, he's got the scale mail. I wonder if this is can't remember if it's called black shard armor or dark shard armor. But that must be what this is. It's like, it's one of the really superior. God, look at his design. Looks I love the scale armor. That's a really nice design. Ah, I wish we could see his face. I wish we could see his face. You can kind of see a little bit of what looks like a halberd or an axe. Definitely probably like a halberd of some kind. I wonder if this is a special character. It doesn't look like any of the legendary lords that I can think of. None of them wield a halberd and also have like, because this guy looks more like like some kind of overseer or like slave master or something. Like this looks like a boss in charge of this particular operation, as opposed to like a big bad. What the did y'all see that? Wait, if you look right here, you can see there's an orc like throwing a goblin into the lava. Watch. You know, whatever. What's a goblin? It made that orc feel better. It helped him get through his work day. We all sometimes wish we could do that to our coworkers. Oh my god, this is so okay. So Chaos Dwarves, 100% confirmed. 100% undeniably, beyond any threat of a doubt, confirmed. There's no more. It is Dawizar time. The children of Hashut are on their way. So we now know for a fact that in April we are finally getting the Chaos Dwarf DLC that everyone has wanted since Total War was announced. Oh my sweet baby Jesus. So Chaos Dwarfs confirmed in April, because Rich Aldridge already came out and said that they're releasing the next race pack in April. And it was confirmed by the devs that they meant it is releasing in April. Not that it's being revealed in April, but it's releasing in April. So that means we're probably going to get the actual trailer for it. I would guess probably in like a month-ish. Because usually they like to have like 4-ish weeks of build-up to release. So I would ballpark it for somewhere around a month from now is when we'll finally get the first big juicy trailer for the Chaos Dwarfs. So I'm very excited. But I mean, dude, everything about this is so fucking incredible. Like, oh my gosh, I am feeling very emotional right now. Like, just it's the Council of Light, dude. This is such a fucking cool callback. So in the Storm of Chaos, which is not like the end times we got, it was the end times before the end times. It was the retcon version at the end of 6th edition. There was this event called the Storm of Chaos where all of the big bads basically teamed up to attack the world, and all of the good guys basically teamed up to fight back. And there was like a whole bunch of stuff that happened, but Karl Franz called an alliance of all of the like major civilizations within the old world called the Council of Light. And the Council of Light was basically them all getting together and trying to agree on an alliance between mainly the dwarves, the elves, and men. Obviously, like Bretonia showed up or had some people there, but this is like such a cool callback to that. But it's even better because there's all these extra races here with Kislev and Cathay like having actual representatives. So we could see who all is here. So we see, okay, so there's Albric de Bordelot, Lewin Laenker's here, Balthazar Gelt's in the back. We know Thorgrim is here off to the side. We've got dwarf lords, dwarf rune lords. We got some Hunts Marshal generals in the background. Witch hunter. Looks like some. Yeah, we got some other wizards. There's a Heavens wizard and a Bright wizard back with Gelt, probably representing the colleges. We've got a high elf lord, or noble, whatever, king, prince. Looks like he's kind of with a Caledonian prince as well. And then the Cathayans, there's an Astromancer here with a Lord Magistrate and a Shukagon Lord. And then there's an Ice Witch accompanying a Boyar. So like every major order race that is not, that it like tends to get involved in like major diplomacy has arrived. Oh my god, this is so badass. And then we have Kazrak. So we have Kazrak the One Eye attacking the Empire. You could see this just absolutely incredible clip of.
Are beset by
So you have Kazrak attacking the Empire with just like this totally boned cities in the background. Look how many beastmen there are.
mundane.
And then we've got Grimgor Ironhide leading a mass swarm of greenskins.
And
Oh, look at that. So here we see Kislev is under attack by Archaon, Sigvald, and Daniel, which seeing those three work together, like, holy shit.
how long can
And here you can see the Great Bastion has been shattered. The dwarf holds are falling to a greenskin incursion.
we must form an alliance?
I can't believe they did like full fucking, like they could have just had the really simple like voiceover, but the fact that like the characters are fully animated and we have an animated conversation between Teclis, Karl Franz, and Thorgrim is so fucking awesome. I have been dying to see shit like this. Like, oh my gosh, I wish we could just have a TV show that was literally just this. Like, look how good this is.
An alliance.
I really like Franz. Franz looks a lot older in this. Like he looks a lot more haggard and old. Like he looks more like his age I would expect him to appear as, closer to the end times. When I think he's in his 50s during that. Instead of at the very start of his reign when he's in his 30s. Or it could just be that, you know, he's got Kazrak and shit running around. Poor guy's
We must
exhausted.
form an alliance. We either die alone.
Oh my
or
god, this
survive
looks so
together.
good.
I concur.
Oh, dude, look at those infantry Reichsguard back there. Can I get a better look at them? Bro, those Reichsguard on foot look sick. I would love to see these guys as an infantry unit. Look at those swords and like their helmets and stuff. They look really good back there. Could be an infantry unit. Okay, what does Teclis say?
Together.
I concur. This threat is beyond.
Okay, so we have Malekith, Malice, Darkblade, and Marathi attacking Ulthuan. So we can see Ulthuan is burning, and huge Dark Elf armies are marching in.
Any of us. With the Azur's guidance,
This
we
is
So okay, so with the Asur's guidance, so he's saying with the elves' guidance, you know, we could do this, and then Thorgrim's immediately like,
the
no.
Azur's guidance.
This is just another Algate's game.
Look at Teclis's face. Like Franz is just like, you can tell Franz is taking him seriously, but Teclis is just like, really, dude? Fucking really? Really, Thorgrim?
I see many leaders here. But you even speak for your people?
High King.
Oh, that's a really clever call out by Thorgrim. So literally what he's saying is that, oh, that's so fucking clever. So what Thorgrim is saying is he's saying, okay, I see that every race sent a delegation of their leaders. So we see that like Karl Franz is here, obviously. Thorgrim is here. And then Lewin Lanker, the king of Bretonnia, is here. And then you have a Shukagon lord, and you have a Boyar and Ice Witch representing their nations. But we see, dude, this is actually telling like a full fucking narrative. So we see though that the reason they're wait, is that the same Shukagon lord here? She's got the hat with the wings. Yeah, that's the same. Wait. Yeah, I think that's the same Shukagan Lord. So I'm guessing the wall was already shattered. So she was sent here to seek an alliance. But the fact that this is telling a fucking narrative, and then you have Kislev being attacked by Archaon, Prince Yuri, and Sigvald. This is fucking brilliant because okay, so since Kislev is fully under assault by the Everchosen, and the Everchosen, a fucking demon prince, and Sigvald the Magnificent simultaneously, they need everybody at home. Like they need Tsar Boris at home, who everybody probably still thinks is dead. They need Katerin at home, and they need Kostaltin at home. So like none of them could make this meeting. They're busy. And the same thing goes for Cathay. Like, the Dragon Lords are busy. They're dealing with whoever broke down the wall, which we see Wulfric and Bellicor, I think, leading the Cathay invasion. So, like, they can't be here, but they sent, like, representatives. Whereas Thorgrim is calling out Teclis by saying, do you even speak for the High Elves? Like, the Phoenix King couldn't come here himself? You know, Tyrion couldn't come here? Where is your king? Like, how can we trust that you speak for your people when you're not even a ruler? Like, you're just a wizard.
Speak for your people.
High King, this is not the time for short-sightedness.
Short?
Oh, I gotta fucking love that is literally something Teclis would do. Like, most elves would probably say something way worse, but like Teclis, when Teclis shows up in especially when he shows up in Giant Slayer, like, he can't help himself. He makes barbs towards dwarfs. Like, especially when, like, he's dealing with them and they're annoying him, he literally cannot help himself from saying, like, kind of barb statements at them. Like little jabs to pick at him. But of course, Thorgrim, being the High King, not only immediately like, well, fuck you too, bro, but then he's like, no, there will be an age of reckoning. So he's like, not only am I not gonna have an alliance with the elves, I'm gonna fuck the elves up.
Your people.
High King, this is not the time for short-sightedness.
Bad move, Teclis.
Short?
The dwarves will remember that. That goes in the book. And I love the instant Thorgrim reacts to that. You see all the other dwarfs like, how dare he? Like, just the outrage. It looks like almost like Teclis set a spell that physically knocked them all back. And as the dwarfs are getting angry, all the elves are like, ah, fuck, here we go again.
There'll be no alliance with elves while I'm High King.
And then you see, okay, so we see the dwarves start arguing with the humans, and the dwarves are just like, all right, it's a glug drink now. Let's start airing our grievances.
Only?
This is so fucking, dude. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but look, there's fucking Toddy. Boris Toddbringer's here. Oh, that's so fucking cool, fucking Toddy. So these are the elector counts. Okay, so the elector counts are here. And then, okay, I don't know if they did this on purpose. If so, this is fucking genius. But you can see that there is an Arc Lector of the Empire and a Witch Hunter arguing with the Bretonnians. Because the Arc Lector and the Witch Hunter are super Sigmarites. Like, they're very, very strong in their faith of Sigmar, to the point that they, like, look down on and outright exclude other cults. Like, even other Empire faiths, they're like, towards. But these men worship the Lady, who, as far as the Sigmarites are concerned, is not only a foreign goddess, but a heathen goddess. Like, of course, they would immediately take advantage of this to try and get the Bretonnians uninvolved, because they hate the Bretonnians. Like, the Sigmarites want nothing to do with them, because they're like, no, they believe, like, this foreign goddess, because the Bretonnians would just be like, well, we're here for the Lady, da-da-da. I almost feel like that Bright Wizard is also involved, because male wizards not allowed in Bretonnia. You are not allowed to have boy wizards. Like, the Fey Enchantress would not approve.
Only a reckoning.
Oh, look, and the dwarves getting into battle stance. Like, the dwarves are immediately ready to throw down. Like, look at them getting all their shields up. Oh my god. And then, that money shot. Oh, that money shot where you have Archaon the Everchosen and a Chaos Lord from each god walking out behind him, fucking all slow-mo, and you can see all the Chosen standing behind him. So you got the Chaos Lord of Slaanesh, the Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, the Chaos Lord of Khorne, and the Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch, showing that Archaon has, he's the true Lord of Chaos Undivided. Oh, and like, you still see Kislev burning in the background. So they have this consistent theme of the forces of chaos the warriors of chaos are smashing down on the north. And then here we see Kugoth Plaguefather is attacking Lustria, though obviously this kind of represents the Dragon Isles more accurately. But like, Kugoth is attacking the jungles of the Lizardmen, and we've got him versus Mazda Mundi in the jungle showdown. This shot is so fucking great. Oh, look, there's Tanoin. Oh, dude, the amount of characters that are just like making little cameo shots if you look for them. Like, okay, so you got Tehinoan down here standing alongside Lord Mazdamundi against the forces of Kugoth. And like, this is such a fucking great scene because look at Kugoth's corruption. Breathe. Ooh, breathe. I don't think I've ever seen, I don't know if I've ever noticed how awesome the Nurgle corruption looks in Lustria. Like, look at the floating pyramid of the Lizardmen having the rot and tentacles coming off it from Nurgle. Like, damn, dude, I really need to play more of the Chaos God races and really appreciate how the corruption changes the maps. I really, this is a complete aside. I really hope when they give us another Vampire Counts update, hopefully they give us like a Warriors of Chaos DLC, but for the Vampire. Oh, look, there's Krokgar! Fucking Krokgar's here too! Sorry. Oh my god, this is so cool just seeing all these characters just appearing like you would expect them to. Oh man, he just barely squeezes in there. I almost missed him. But I recognize that spear and that head fucking anywhere. Okay, but this is the demons of Nurgle, so it looks like Kugoth or Festus isn't here. But like, God, I wonder if like Gorok or any of them are around. I don't think so. I think that's everybody. Wait, is that Gorok right there? I don't remember. That doesn't look like Gorok. I think that's just a weapon kind of similar. No, it's not him. Okay. But I love this. So as the argument is continuing to increase, we see that as these guys are arguing and wasting their time, the forces of destruction have already unified. Like the forces of chaos have already all gotten on the same page, and the forces of order are already under threat. So the Lizardmen, obviously the Lizardmen weren't invited and they're not going to show up. They're busy with Nurgle. Then we see the Cathayans just start leaving. Like the Boyar, it seems like the Ice Witch is really in charge, but like the Boyar's just like, they're just like, nope, like obviously they're just wasting our time. Let's go home. And then got this fucking shot, dude. Like you have Gotrek and Felix versus Scar. Oh my god, it's not even just Scarbrand. It's three bloodthirsters. So well, two bloodthirsters and Scarbrand versus Gotrek and Felix. Where was that book? I want this book, CA or Crane's Workshop. Give me this fucking book. This looks incredible. And they're fighting. Looks like they're fighting in the Empire or Bretonia, maybe. I can't tell whose corpses those are on the ground. The architecture looks more Bretonian to me. But like, dude, that's such a badass scene. And this would absolutely happen. And I love how it has Felix like going from looking at Gotrek like, are we really about to fucking do this? And Gotrek's like, yeah, of course, manling. It looks so good, dude. Oh my god. Gotrek and Felix versus three greater demons. My money's on Gotrek. Then we have Kairos fucking Fate Weaver. Oh, he's an Ulthuan. Oh, okay, that's super clever because he's at the Fortress of Dawn. So of course he's attacking the elves. And that's why the elves aren't here. The elves aren't here because they literally have we saw it earlier, like as Teclis walks up and is like, yeah, no, we're here to help. Like, we can help you. Of course he is, because Ulthuan's under attack by the Dark Elves. That's why they couldn't afford to send any help. Like, the Dark Elves couldn't send the Phoenix King. They can't send Tyrion. They can't send anybody else because they're already being fucking invaded by the Dark Elves. They're already busy. Malice, Malekith, and Marathi are already here fucking shit up, and I'm sure Rakarth is probably up there. I can't recognize Brachus versus a regular dragon. I would not be surprised if that was him up in the top right. But like, so not only are the Dark Elves attacking them, but Tzeentch is attacking them. And like here we can even see it almost looks like it's the exact same fire from the Dark Elves. So like the Dark Elves have already burned this place or something, and then Kairos has shown up and you can see how he's mutating everything. So like not only is like magic going crazy in the sky and he's flooding over the city, but like look, there's like tentacles and eyeballs coming out of the towers and shit. Like this looks so fucking cool. And then we got Nakari with all of his little ladies. Oh my god, look at that. Look. Look at, like, there's like Empire guys like bowing and scraping before Nakari. Probably either begging for their lives. Oh yeah, look how terrified they look, dude. Like this dude turned around here being like, oh dude, I fucked up. Like they look like they've been caught and are about to suffer the worst fate imaginable. in this empire. And look, this shot is so fucking awesome, where you have the statue of Sigmar has been corrupted by Slaanesh. And look, it's even got the Slaanesh symbol on the face of Gal Maraz. Oh my god, and all the buildings are all fucked up and everything. Bro, oh my god, bro, this is so good. This is so good. And then we go to Archaon. And okay, he's still in Kiss. Storytelling. It's so good when they fucking do it right. Yeah, I wish this was a narrative campaign. Like, I know Immortal Empires, the whole point is that it's a sandbox, but I really wish there was like a narrative mode you could do where you pick one of the characters and like you're kind of assigned to either like the forces of destruction or the forces of order or like one of your own like little mini alliances, and like so you interact like considerably more with those factions, and it's more about trying to work with them rather than against them. Like, that could be so fucking cool as you're dealing with like the unified forces of chaos. God, I wish that was a mode. I wish there was a lore accurate mode. Like, I don't need it, but if they ever wanted to make like a lore accuracy mode, I would sell my soul. I would sell my fucking soul to have a campaign like this. So we have Archaon bodying the Kislevites. And then, oh god, that's so fucking awesome and clever, because then it's like, okay, well, so what got through the wall? How did the wall of Cathay fall? Wulfric, that's how the fucking wall felt. And that's such a fucking clever use. Sorry, I'm losing my shit here. That is such a clever use for Wulfric, because not only is it like, hey, look, Norska's here, but like you could see like it's a callback to his intro cinematic, right? So every time we've seen Wulfric from his very first CG cinematic to his reveal cinematic in the Warhammer 1, because Warhammer 1 had like special cinematics with the advisor, which I really miss those. I wish they still had them. Like I know they don't necessarily make sense with Immortal Empires, but I think they add them back in and just let them be there because they look really cool. But in any event, Wulfric's there, and also his entry movie in like the character select screen are all about Wulfric like killing a giant and then like ripping the sword out of its head. But because he's in Cathay, instead of ripping a sword out of a giant's head, he's ripping his sword out of a fucking Terracotta Sentinel's head, because he's fucking Wulfric the Wanderer. And he fears nothing. And he slays monsters. So he became them. So Wulfric pierced the wall. Wulfric is leading the hosts of Norska, the northern barbarian tribes, against the Cathayans, instead of following Archaon. Because of course Wulfric wouldn't want to work with Archaon. Like, he doesn't, Wulfric has a whole thing about challenging the Everchosen if you play his campaign. So of course he has been enticed by Be'lakor to attack a different foe. And then here we see of course the elves are arguing with the Bretonnians. If anybody but the dwarves would get pissed enough to start arguing with the elves, it's gonna be the Bretonnians. They share the ocean, and the Bretonnians are a major naval power. The elves are a major naval power, and like elves, the wood elves have a lot of influence over Bretonnia and have kind of purposefully soured that relationship. So like they don't have the best relations. And then here we see the Cathayans are leaving. So first the Kislevites left, as we're seeing Kislevite fall to the forces of Archaon and his lads, and all the warriors of chaos. Actually, it seemed like it was the pure warriors of chaos, because it was, and Daniel, or Prince Yuri, because of course Prince Yuri would attack Kislev. And then, the Lizardmen are busy with Nurgle. Khorne looks to be either attacking Bretonnia or Kislev or the Empire somewhere, Skarbrand, who knows where he is. And then you've got Slaanesh is invading the Empire alongside the Beastmen, and then Tzeentch is attacking Ulthuan alongside the Dark Elves. So now the Cathayans leave, and here we see why Cathay is in trouble. Why did Cathay come for help? Yeah, Wulfric's pretty bad, sure. Like, Wulfric is a scary guy. He could probably have gotten through one of the Great Bastion. But how would the entirety of Kislev... Oh, dude, look at the spark! Look at the sparks from his drawing his sword out of the Jades, or the Terracotta Sentinel. Like, what the fuck? The attention to detail on this. But of course the Cathayans, they've got the first damned attacking them.
Enough!
And then Franz is like, bitch, shut up!
We must not be blinded by
Oh,
our
this
own
music!
need for power.
And then look at this fucking shot, dude. This is like, so the first, I'm gonna start crying. the amount of callbacks to earlier trailers and earlier scenes and like important things in the lore is so, this is such a love letter to like everything that's been building up to Immortal Empires. That's what's getting me. Like, obviously I'm a huge fucking nerd, right? And just seeing like all of my tabletop pieces and my favorite stories come to life, and like they're talking to each other and interacting, and there's like a really interesting theme and narrative going on, that all gets me really excited. But this is like it's like a whole nother layer, because it's these really clever callbacks where like the very first Bretonnia trailer we ever got to see, where Bretonnia is revealed, is literally just about Bretonnia facing the undead. Like, we get to see Bretonnia facing, you know, the undead with this horrifying green haze around them, and it's just like this huge horde, and they're like struggling to defend. But this is Immortal Empires. This is where everything gets taken up to its fucking zenith. So no, it's not good enough for it just to be a single Bretonian place. No, this looks like this is the fucking charge of the Rohirrim. And it's fucking Rapunz de Leoness, Albrecht de Bordelot with his goddamn badass trident, and King Lewin leading like hundreds of knights in a charge against a countless tide of undead. I don't see any of the undead legendary lords, but I would not be shocked for someone to maybe pick out like Kemmler back here somewhere, or Manfred riding on his zombie dragon. But like, oh, that's like, what the fuck? So now we go to see, okay, but like storytelling, right? So like, okay, Tyrion isn't in Ulthuan. No wonder Teclis needs help. Tyrion has apparently gone to Naggaroth, where he has found Grombrindal's hold, and he is helping Grombrindal fight back the tide of Skaven and Dark Elves. Like, Grombrindal is fighting back to back with the living incarnation of Anarion. Grombrindal is literally... This is like Grombrindal fighting with Malekith before Malekith became the Witch King. Like, this is literally a dwarf who got to see the best the elves could ever be, but then then died with like an oath being sworn that they would not let go of that, standing next to basically a reincarnation and a renewal of that oath. An elf who would hold his word, an elf who would stand for the right thing. And the two of them are fighting back to back against the fucking Dark Elves and Skaven, trying to destroy this dwarf hold, which is just, it's so fucking beautiful. And like, of course it looks fucking amazing. Like, look at this.
This is
Like, they even like look at each other like, all right, can you die fighting side by side with an elf? No, but I could die fighting side by side with a guy who hates Dark Elves as fucking much as I do. Because like, they would make the perfect alliance. Like, narratively, from a narrative perspective, I cannot imagine how amazing it would be to see a conversation, even if he was incognito like he usually is, but a conversation between Grombrindal and Tyrion in Warhammer the Old World, or just Warhammer Fantasy. The things they could discuss are mind-bending, because Anarion, Tyrion has the curse of Anarion, right? He has the same curse that Malekith has. He has the same curse that his father had, which is that he has this deep-born rage. Like, there is this terrible darkness inside of him. This Canaanite curse, this lust for blood and death and violence. And Tyrion is doing everything in his fucking power to keep it under control. And Grombrindal is one of the only people who would understand. Because Grombrindal fucking knew Malekith. He knew what Malekith struggled with. He knew how Malekith suffered under all of the pressure of trying to be the hero for the elves. And like, the thankless bullshit it was. And like, Grombrindal gets it. And like, if there's anyone that understands that darkness, but having to fight against it and still do the right thing, it's fucking Grombrindal. Because he's literally like the spirit of vengeance, but like vengeance, the good kind of vengeance, like the proper dwarven kind of vengeance, not the kind of vengeance where you lose yourself to hatred and blood and like everything dies, but like the measured, avenging grudges type. Like, these two, oh my God, like, this is blowing my fucking mind, dude. This is like watching a what if episode, but it's like just teasers for the episodes instead of the full thing. And I'm like, my mind is like exploding just thinking about it.
This is
Like, just the two of them button copying. And then here, and then this fucking unnecessary badass. So of course the Empire's getting absolutely wrecked by the Beastmen, right? And they're like, we need help. We need help. There's nothing we could do. How can we stop the Beastmen? How can we stop Kazrak? Little do they realize the secret war. Because of course the Wood Elves and the Lizardmen wouldn't show up. Most people don't know they exist. And even if they do know they exist, engaging them in diplomacy is really fucking difficult. They don't show up. Like, you can go to them and talk to them and they'll hear you out, but they're not going to come to you ever. Like, they're just going to do their own thing. But there's a concept in Warhammer Fantasy called the Secret War. And the Secret War is basically that the Beastmen and the Wood Elves are always fighting an eternal war across the globe over like the world roots and the sacred places in the deep forest and all this stuff. Because and it's called the Secret War because nobody knows about it. It's a battle that's entirely fought under, you know, the boughs of ancient trees and forests that haven't seen light in thousands of years or have never known the touch of civilization, right? So, of course, they would be the ones fighting against the Beastmen because even though they're not directly involved in this alliance, they still stand for order and they will take the fight to the Children of Chaos. So we get this beautiful, like, this fucking amazing scene of a chameleon stalker fighting side by side with war dancers alongside a fucking Carnosaur. And then you have Orion shows up blowing the hunter's horn as Wild Riders and Chameleon Stalkers come charging out, and Oxyotl hops up and he's like, yeah, you blow your horn, dude. Listen, you blow your horn to make people run faster. I blow my little stick to kill people instantly and horribly because war crimes, but it's against chaos, so it's fine. Oh, and like the tree spirits, and then what is this? Look at this fucking scene. So you have the Vampire Coast. Oh, this is the Galleon's Graveyard. This is the fucking Galleon's Graveyard. So we have a Necrofex Colossus. Wait, is that Count? No, that's not Count Knock. Of course it wouldn't be because it loses. But so we have the Tomb Kings fighting the Vampire Coast in the Maelstrom. Wait, is this the Maelstrom? It kind of looks like the Maelstrom. It might be in Nehekara, but just really, really cloudy. It's hard to tell. But like you have the of course you have the Tomb Kings going up against the vampires, though different vampires than we're used to seeing them fight. But of course they would fight them. Wait, who's that in the background? That there's somebody right there that's kind of hard to see. Who is that? Oh, that's just, I think that's a war. And then we get Grom the Paunch versus Cetra the Imperishable. What a fucking showdown. Like the ultimate chariot fight. Grom versus Cetra in a big fuck you showdown in the Badlands. Oh my god.
Your choices will decide the fate of this world.
And the chariots destroy each other. And then we can see that, like, yes, the alliance is working and the alliance gives us a fucking chance. And we have Balthazar Gelt and Zhao Ming, two characters who would have fascinating conversations with each other. Not only are they both masters of the Wind of Metal, so they're both aligned with Shaman, the Wind of Metal. And that means because they're both associated with the Gold Wind, there is so much they would instantly understand about one another. And they're both extremely accomplished alchemists. Like they're both obsessed with the laws of alchemy. Like Gelt, like, yes, he's the most powerful gold wizard that's ever lived in the Empire, but he's also the most accomplished alchemist that's ever lived in the Empire, which is a big fucking deal. Alchemy is insanely powerful and strong. And so here we get this badass scene where we've got Empire halberdiers standing side by side with Cathayan halberdiers, and you have Zhao Ming and Balthazar Gelt together. Dude, the things they would fucking talk about. Like, I feel like Zhao Ming is the only person alive that Balthazar Gelt would willingly reveal his mutations to. Because, like, Balthazar Gelt wears that whole getup because he's mute. He's he was performing alchemy once, and there was an accident and a magical explosion, and we don't know exactly what it did to him, but it's based on like various hints we've gotten. It seems that most, if not all, of Balthazar's Gelt body was transmuted into living gold. We know that his arms are made out of gold, and we know that his vocal cords have been have gold on them, which is why when he talks it has such a distinct tone. It's because like he literally has like metal infused into him, which would actually result in him being executed immediately if it was ever discovered. And the only reason he's able to get away with it is because he's such an influential figure within the colleges of magic that the cults can't touch him easily. But then but Zhao Ming's the one person who really wouldn't judge him. Like, Zhao Ming's a fucking dragon. He doesn't care. And also, he tampers with fucking Warpstone. Gelt does not fuck around with Warpstone because he knows how dangerous that shit is. Like, oh my god, I just realized that's such a fucking clever pairing because you have these two alchemists that are obsessed with alchemy and like pushing the boundaries of alchemy. Insert Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood reference, and like their power over the wind of metal, but they both are suffering in different ways because of their pursuits. Gelt was not careful enough, he was too ambitious, and he ended up fucking up his body. Like, mentally, Gelt is fine. His mind is completely sound and uncorrupted, but he ruined his own body. He transmuted and mutated his own body so he mutated. Zhao Ming did not mutate his body because he's a dragon, not a man. He's a dragon. So he is significantly more resistant to corruption. But in his arrogance with messing with so much Warpstone, and also due to his proximity to the Great Maw, Zhao Ming's mind has started to mutate. Like, his mind, he's starting to go insane. And his mind is starting to drift. If you play Zhao Ming's campaign, you can actually see a lot of references to this where Zhao Ming talks to himself because he hears voices. And what we've learned from a lot of kind of like background lore, and I've had some conversations with like Andy Hall, who's kind of like one of the main writers that is like publicly able to talk about Cathay lore, is that like it's literally the Great Maw whispering to him. So he has what is like kind of a chaos god in his head. And all of that exposure to Warpstone has genuinely started to affect him mentally. So you have a guy who's physically mutated and a guy who's mentally mutated working together, and like, oh my god, the things they could talk about. And of course we get this beautiful scene of them firing their rocket batteries. So we've got the Cathayan rocket battery followed up by the Hellstorm rocket battery. And just, oh my god, it's so, those Skaven are so So this is obviously, I believe this is Shenyang, and Shenyang is of course adjacent to the Warpstone Desert, which is full of Skaven. So of course the Skaven are flooding out from Shenyang, but because Gelt and him have fucking teamed up, they're basically walking into Vietnam, but there's no trees to hide behind. And I don't know what reference this is to, but this is a generic warlord. It's not one of the special characters, but like they're just getting obliterated. And then the final scene, like you've got hell cannons raining down on an alliance of the Empire in Kislev. And look at this shot. You've got okay, so Wulfric, so this is like everybody's come together. So you've got Wulfric the Wanderer, Archaon the Everchosen, Demon Prince Azazel, Valkia the Bloody. Oh my god. That looks like fucking Sartorial over there. Like, I think it's probably supposed to just be a generic character, but it should be Sartorial. I don't see Village or Festus, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not out here. There's so much going on.
Make the right.
And then you've got Cataran and fucking Franz! And a callback to his first ever trailer, the very first appearance we ever saw of Karl Franz is him swooping down on Deathclaw and landing on a rock, and then Deathclaw roars and he's going, ah, and there's a big charge. And look at this, the fucking Griffin Legion charging alongside the Demigryphs with the Bear Cavalry. Oh, just kill me now. It's so fucking beautiful. So beautiful. Going into the Chaos Knights. Oh my god. I need this artwork. I need this artwork. I need this as a poster. Bellicor versus Karl Franz, a giant throwing some poor bastard. Oh, there's an ogre. Funny, the ogres did not actually make an appearance this trailer, except for right here. There, we got our ogre representation, guys. The ogres did technically show up. There's a Morn. You got a Mornfang, or actually, sorry, a Stonehorn rider. So you got a Stonehorn with riders on it. You got a kind of a funky looking Carnosaur with a Scar veteran, or an old blood maybe. We've got high elves here versus dark elves. We've got, oh, they've got the really sexy Dommy Mommy dark elf dread lady. I love her design. I don't know what it is, dude. It just does it for me. We've got Skaven over here. We got like a warlord, and then you got a Ragnarok spider with all the goblins. There's a great unclean one in the background. So yeah, like a lot of really cool representation from the various races. Kind of weird now that I think about it. It's kind of funny, the ogre. Oh, and there's even a Cathayan like blimp in the background. Now that I think about it, it's actually really funny that the ogres don't show up at all in the trailer. Like, it kind of makes sense actually, because they're like the true neutral faction, that they're like, you know, we'll show up where the money is. It would have been really fun, I think, to see Scrag or Greasus make an appearance. But overall, like, I guess because of the lack of ogres, I'll give it a 9.9 out of 10, or maybe like a 9.5 out of 10. This is legitimately, I think, my favorite fucking trailer they've ever put out. It's literally just 3 minutes of, or sorry, 2.5, I guess. Well, no, 3, because we get the fucking Chaos Dwarfs at the end. 3 minutes of just pure orgasm. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier. All right. So, oh my God, I did not realize how long I've been talking. Okay, so I thought it had been about 20 minutes. It has been about 50 minutes. So I'm going to very, very briefly go through the 2.4 update. It's not that long, so we're just gonna run through it really, really fast, and then we will be good to go. So, okay, greetings. 2023 brings some more stuff. The Great Bash into Immortal Empires has been breached. Tomorrow will make a full year since Warhammer 3 came out. Okay, talking about cool stuff. The beta. Okay, as of today, the beta tag is gone. All right, so Immortal Empires is no longer in beta. The beta is over. This doesn't mean that we've stopped working on bug fixes or improving areas, but it's just no longer in beta. Until today, players had to own Warhammer 1, 2, and 3 to brave the challenge of Immortal Empires. Now, everyone who owns Warhammer 3 can dive right into the core Immortal Empires experience, regardless of the other titles. Plus, DLC can now be purchased separately for those that would try out a new faction, perhaps one that bested you on the battlefield. What? Opening up this epic campaign to Warhammer 3 owners are a perfect time to enjoy. It's really exciting. Here now, you cast your eyes above. You can catch our brand new showcase. Okay. Here's some important highlights. Okay, I'm gonna skip the highlights. All right, release spotlight. Bro, this is fucking oh, this is such a big deal. This is such a big fucking deal. So you no longer have to own all 3 games to play Immortal Empires. That is massive. That is one of the biggest complaints, justified complaints, I will say, very justified. That is one of the biggest complaints and the biggest barrier to entry for new players immediately solved. So you can now play Immortal Empires with just game 3. That's it. That's all you need. You're done. You're donezo. Wow. Okay, if you have Warhammer 3, you can immediately play as the Demons of Chaos, meaning Prince Yuri, Grand Cathay, Bellicor should have been in this faction. I'm gonna die on that hill. Khorne, Kislev, Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and the Warriors of Chaos with Bellicor. Oh, cool. So you actually get the Warriors of Chaos base. That's actually kind of nice. In addition, you can access the other race and legendary lords by purchasing the corresponding base game or DLC, the latter of which can now be purchased regardless of if you own the parent title. Yo, that's really fucking cool. So for instance, you don't need, oh my God, that's actually huge. So I could buy like the Hunter and the Beast, and I could play Marcus Wolfhart or Nakai, even though I don't own Warhammer 1 or 2. That is huge. That is huge. Warhammer 1 means you own all the base game races and lords. Warhammer 2, same thing. Ownership of DLC for any of the Warhammer games unlocks any races or lords included with the associated game or DLC. For example, even if you don't own Warhammer 2, you can purchase the Rise of the Tomb Kings and still play all the Tomb Kings. As long as you own Warhammer 3. So you have to have Warhammer 3. You will be granted ownership of any free DLC associated with each race you have access to. For example, you can get access to the Dwarven Legendary Lord Thoric Ironbrow as part of your dwarf ownership, which can be done by purchasing Warhammer 1 or the King and the Warlord. Yo, that's sick! That's so fucking nice and cool. So, like, if you're like, oh, I want to try out the dwarves, but I don't want to pay for the base game until it's like, or maybe you just don't want it, or like, I don't want it until it's like heavily on sale, but I'm willing to pick up the King and the Warlord on a heavy, you know, for like $10 or whatever it is, just so I could try the dwarfs and the greenskins. That means you would get Wurzag, because he's a free LC greenskin character, and then you would get Grombrindal and Thoric Ironbrow for free. Even though all you own is the DLC. You don't actually need the base game. That's fucking awesome. Lastly, if you do not own Warhammer 3, you cannot play Immortal Empires. Sorry. Wow. Okay, fair. All right. Fixes. Garrisons will enter battles at the start instead of being reinforcements. Good. Special Hearthstone buildings in Kata Zakadak and Blackcrag now give you Minotaurs at tier 4. Cool. Dark Elves. The quest battle for the Warp Sword of Cain has been moved nearer to its starting position. Cool. Fix some animations, visual bugs, and glitches. Cool. Dwarf heroes now have the correct unit icon. Cool. Dragonblood Shukagon porthole no longer flickers. Neat. Top Knots leader Lugan Nine Fingers will no longer have a Wyvern level 1. Oh, I kind of like that. It made him kind of an interesting pet. High Elves. Fix the Sunfang quest battle functioning incorrectly in campaign. For realsies. 2 Shadow Warriors from a Lithanar starting army have been replaced with Shadow Walkers and Archers instead. Okay. So like one slightly more elite army unit and one slightly less. Fixed animation with High Elf Spearmen. Kislev, fixed animation error with capes. Boyars no longer have a neck stump. Norska fixed a skinning issue. Nurgle, heroes that were made to die after fulfilling their usefulness, such as the Plague Cultists, no longer have the Mentor skill. Ogre Kingdoms, the Snowhorn of Morn will no longer slide when turning. Skaven, Clan Action Sudden Skill Scheme Right no longer provides 2 simultaneous speed bonuses. Okay. Skaven's own stalking icon now appears correctly. Carrick 8 Peaks is now a 10-slot settlement when conquered by the Skaven. Oh, good. Clan Eshin starts with a Clan Eshin hero instead of a Warlock Engineer. Thank you. That's good. That's good change. Reduce some clipping problems. Good. Slanesh, fix some animation issues. Cool. The Empire, fix some various issues. Cool. Zinch, Iridescent Horror, does that. Cool. Vampire Coast, fix some details on the units. Cool. Warriors of Chaos, Mirror Guard no longer accrue the blood of their enemies accidentally. Nice. Okay, so they're more like Sigval now. Citadel of Lead now has the correct build. Okay, so Citadel of Lead now has correct buildings when occupy Warriors of Chaos. Wood Elves, the enemy armies for both Throt and the Sisters of Twilight quest battles now display the correct characters. Male Glade Lord's pretty feathers can now be seen more levels of detail. Multiplayer, fixed a desync error and UI. Okay, so not a lot of bug fixes. Couple of interesting ones. I don't know if there were any like major ones they didn't get to. I know a lot of people still want them to work pretty heavily on garrisons, myself included. But now we have one last little thing to go over, which is the FAQ. So this will answer all of our questions about the new Immortal Empires. To coincide with the new, so 2.4 is about Immortal Empires. It's not really. I thought 2.4 was going to be a regular update, so I thought it was going to be bug fixes and a new wave of Regiment of Renown. This is way more important. Like, even if you're someone like me that owns everything, like you've bought everything, obviously it doesn't really sound like there's much in the way of new content for us, but I don't think it matters. Like, I think this is so much more important for like the broader community. And it's like, now it's so much easier to be able to go to one of my friends and say, hey, Like, you should play this game with me, and they only need one game. They need a single game. And then if they're like, wow, that character is really cool, I want to buy that character. No longer do I have to say, oh, okay, well, I need to get you Warhammer 1, Warhammer 2, and Warhammer 3. Then on top of that, I need to get you the DLC for that character. Now I could just say, okay, you just need Warhammer 3 to play the game. Play the game a bit. They find a character they really like or a race they really want to try. Okay, well, let's not buy the base game. Let's buy a small DLC, like a Lord pack that has that character in it that you can try out. That is so much better. That is so much better. My God, what an improvement. All right, Immortal Empires stuff. How has it changed? It's no longer in beta. If I own Warhammer 3, can I access everything? You can access the following: Demons, Cathay, Khorne, Kislev, Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, Warriors. How do I access the races not included when Warhammer 3 when I'm playing them? Buy them for DLC. You can obviously fight against them without the DLC, but if you want to play as them, you need a DLC. Can you buy DLC for Total War Warhammer or Warhammer 2 to access specific race even if I don't own the main game? Yes. DLC for these games can be purchased regardless. For example, you can play as the Vampire Coast in Immortal Empires. You just need the DLC, not Warhammer 2. How can I access previously released free DLC for use? Ownership of free DLC is tied to the ownership of the races that said content belongs to. So, for example, if you want to have Emmerich, you need to purchase either the Warhammer 2 base game or just Warhammer 2, the Warden and the Paunch, both of which include this legendary Lord of the High Elves. On the other hand, to acquire the Bone Giant DLC, you must first purchase the Rise of the Tomb Kings pack. Complete list can be found below. I don't have access to a group that I purchased. What do I do? Contact customer support. It's not in beta. What does this mean? It doesn't really mean anything. I never understood why people got so salty about the beta tag. It doesn't fucking mean anything. I'm not going to get on this tangent. I can make a separate video about it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to, there are so many people, I'm not going to name names. There are so many people that just do everything in their power to shove a stick as far up their own ass as possible and get salty about just the stupidest fucking shit. But the beta title is no longer there, and it changed literally nothing. All right. Because they're still gonna make bug fixes and they're still gonna do updates, and they're it just whatever. All right, so here's a complete list of everything that you can buy and what would come with it if you bought only that. The asterisk is legendary lords that are available from more than one content release. Free DLC can be claimed via the corresponding game page on the storefront. All right, let's check it out. So if you buy Warhammer 1, you get Thorgrim Grudgebearer, Grombrindal, Thoric, and Ungrim. Karl Franz, Balthazar Gelt, Grimgor, Azhag, and Wurzag, Manfred, Heinrich, Vlad, and Isabella. Warriors of Chaos solo pack comes with Archaon, Kolek, and Sigvald. Call the Beastman comes with Kazrak, Malagor, and Morgur. Okay. Let's see. Total War, Grim in the Grave comes with Volkmar, Gorst, Vlad, and Isabella. Cool. Total War, Warhammer King and the Warlord comes with Belagar, Thoric, and Grombrindal. Yeah, okay, so you do get Thoric and Grombrindal no matter what. And then you'd get Skarsnik and Wurzag. Cool. Rumble the Wood Elves comes with Orion, Durthu, and Drycha. Norska comes with Wulfric and Throg. Warhammer 2 base game would have Malekith, Marathi, Lokir, and Rakarth. Mazdamundi, Krokar, Tic-Tac-Toe, Gorok, Tyrion, Teclis, Elithanar, Emmerich, and Queek, Skrulk, Tretch. Whew! Tomb Kings has all the Tomb King characters. Queen of the Crone, you would get Crone Hellebron, Lokir, Felhart, and Rakarth, and then Alariel the Radiant, Emmerich, and Elithanar. Wow! Okay, so any of the Dark Elf or High Elf stuff, you get some pretty good value from the Lord packs. You get 3 characters. Vampire Coast comes with all 4 of them. Lizardmen come with Gorok and Tic-Tac-Toe no matter what. Fucking awesome. Those are 2 great characters. This has Tehilwan and Ikit Claw, and then you get Tretch as the free Skaven character. Hunter and the Beast comes with Wolfheart and Nakai, also with Gorok and Tic-Tac-Toe. Dark Elves versus Shadow and the Blade would give you Deathmaster Snitch and Tretch. Dark Elves would give you Mouse, Darkblade, Rakarth, and Lokir. And then Greenskins would give you Warden the Paunch would give you Grom and Wurzag. High Elves would give you Eltharion, Emmerich, and Elithanar. Twisted in the Twilight would give you Throt the Unclean and Tretch. Sisters of Twilight, period. Silence of the Fury gives you Taurox, period. And then Oxyotl, Gorok, and Tic-Tac-Toe. And then Warhammer... Warhammer 3 also gives you Bretonia. Oh, that's super fucking cool. Awesome. Oh, okay, that's awesome. Okay, so if you have base game 3, you also get Bretonia. That's super badass. Okay, so you get all of Bretonia for free. Wow, okay, so just by owning Warhammer 3 and nothing else, you get Bretonia, Demons, Cathay, Khorne, Kislev, Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, Warriors. So you get 9 playable races and quite a few legendary lords for just the base game. That's fan-fucking-tastic. And then Ogre Kingdoms, you get Grease's Goldtooth, Scrag the Slaughterer, and Champions of Chaos, you get Valkia, Village, Azazel, and Festus. Woo! All right, and that's it. Wow, this is fucking incredible. This is excellent news. I honestly could not be more excited. I am over the fucking moon. I am extremely, extremely pleased that Creative Assembly has made this move. I know there's been a huge petition about it. I should have made a video about it. It's definitely something I was in support of. Signed the petition. I don't know. I just never got around to making a video on it. But I am so very excited to see that they've answered the community's cry on this. This is excellent. And it's going to help so much to get new people into the game. Because Immortal Empires, for a lot of people, is kind of the ultimate experience. You know, like the Realm of Chaos campaign is kind of more of like, it's like a fun little thing. It's kind of more like a mini campaign at this point. But this is wonderful. This is wonderful. And that trailer alone, honestly, if they just given me the trailer and nothing else, I would have been fucking elated. But this is all even wonderful. I could not be more happy. 2.4 is not what I thought it was going to be, but I am 100% okay with it. I think they made the right decision. I think I don't even want to imagine what the hell the background work was for making it where you could buy the Hunter and the Beast without owning any of the other games and be able to play those characters while only owning Warhammer 3 and all that shit. Compared to how they used to have it set up, I imagine that was a bitch. Because they would have had to implement it on Steam, and then they had to implement it on whatever the fuck that other one is that everybody gets mad at all the time. The one that all the kids play. I don't know if Warhammer 3 is on any other platforms, but yeah, I'm thrilled. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. I would be thrilled to hear your thoughts on the movie, especially the Chaos Dwarves, confirmed Chaos Dwarves. We all knew it was Chaos Dwarves, but confirmation is still different, you know? It's still okay, no more panic theories, no more worries. It's coming. It's coming. No more delays. It's finally here. It's time for Hash It. Time for Hash It. Thank you all again for watching. I'm tired. And I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and please take care.